Hey people, Cade Slink here, how are we doing? So the next World Eater to come out is this guy, Azkor, and we're going to have a quick look at some of his skills. We're going to see him in action, and we're going to be putting him against my new feature, the one turn, a one punch, just to see how he does in the rankings. I'm going to give my kind of thoughts on this guy towards the end of the video, because it's very mixed. But anyway, we'll just dive in and have a look at some of his traits and skills. So, trait-wise, it's pretty decent, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? To have a character in this game with morning free traits, I think is really good. He's got the Blessings of Corn, which the whole faction seems to have, which ain't too shabby, to be fair. Resilient, always a blessing to have resilient, and again it seems like the whole kind of faction is going to be a resilient kind of faction. It's going to help also in some legendary events, being resilient. Unstoppable, again, is another great trait to have, especially with the likes of fire, if you want to take him against the Avatar himself, but also the Razor Wire, Broken Ice, as we know, is a ton about. He's a demon, so he has an additional 25% chance to block, up to 50% of his current damage stat. Again, it's pretty nice, and also because of his face, he is terrifying, so takes a minus 30% damage from melee attacks. So all in all, his traits are pretty decent, to be fair, for this character. So yeah, can't complain there for sure. So as I always do at the moment with our videos, we're looking at them in kind of like epic 1-star, because I do think most free-to-play players should be able to get this guy epic 1-star. It is doable, and then we're kind of looking at him in maxed rank. So first is Overwhelming Rave. So until the beginning of the next turn, he taunts all adjacent enemies and takes minus 56% damage from range attacks, which is pretty sweet. He also does two times eviscerating damage to all adjacent enemies at the beginning of his next turn. So this is where I kind of think he's like a crowd control kind of character. We'll see it in action in a minute, and I think it's a pretty neat skill, especially in certain modes. It's also got the Beacon of Rage, so for each time he was attacked in battle, up to 8 times, he deals extra damage each time. He has defeated, once he's defeated the enemy, 50% of the extra damage is granted the Beacon of Rage to an additional kind of chaos unit next to him, which obviously then does additional attacks with the melee of that chaos unit. Get my words out. So we'll see that again in action, which can be again pretty nice. At epic, he's kind of a bit of a well buffed. He's got decent armor and health. His damage is not the greatest. I was expecting more damage from this guy as a main stat, especially because he's got 2 big ass chainsaw hands. But it's okay. There's a lot worse out there, but there is a lot better. As legendary level, again, it just kind of goes up. Eviscerate damage. Again, it's a new skill, new weapon skill, I should say, profile, and it's like 50% pierce ratio, which is pretty sweet. When it's maxed, there's obviously 300% damage, 300 plus damage on the Beacon of Rage, and damage for the Overwhelming Rave is just that bit more better, and it's minus 64% damage he takes from the range attacks. So all in all, they're pretty decent, I think, skills. Like I said, he's not the greatest. I think he works well more with others. He can be used as like a one-off unit, I think, with a big range of others. His health at max level and his armor is pretty neat, to be fair. So damage 2301 max. It's not bad, but again, I've seen a lot better. So all in all, yeah, it's okay. We'll see him in action anyway. So what I've kind of done here, as you can see, is kind of put where a lot of times this will be kind of in an arena or in a war. You've got all the enemies put together, so we're just going to send him in there, use his skill, and you kind of see what the kind of damage you can do. So at the moment we're just going to push him straight in there. It's going to use his skill. Now he's taunted all of the enemy. As you can see, all of them around him are all taunted. They can't use any of their specials, which is really good, like I say, for crowd control, kind of stopping your enemy just for that one extra turn, just obviously taking out the scarabs, or Bellator using his death from above. So all in all, it's decent if you get it onto the right kind of enemy. They're all going to have a nice little attack and see if they can take him down. If there was range attacks, obviously get a minus. And then there we go. So look at the damage he's just done. He's just took out, who was at the top there? Was it Yarick? I think he's touched him straight out. Obviously done some decent amount of damage. But now it's his turn. So he's done that damage at the end of their turn. It's like his turn now. So you can kind of pick who you want just to finish off, like Ross Wither there. Go in there, do the damage, and he's already done half a decent amount of damage just purely by himself. So that's a pretty neat skill. So next we're going to have a look at his next skill, which is where he's going to be good, I think, with this beacon of rage. That's who remembered. So what you need to do first is just take the damage. You can see it just keeps on taking the damage. I'm going to pause it there. And because he's took 3 damage from 3 different characters, he's got the beacon of rage level 3. So we just want to keep doing that. We're just taking more and more damage just to kind of build up that rage, which will get to the maximum of 8. So he's going to hit back there. I've got Isabella there just to do a bit of health, just to keep him alive, which again might be really good in kind of some legendary events, this kind of this skill. So there we go, take another 3 damage, so then that should increase the beacon of range to level 6. Again, we're going to count to next turn, take more damage off everyone. Bang, 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 Bellator. Now we should be at max level. Isabella's going to kind of stop it there. So at max level 8, extra damage and melee attacks, great. This is when he can hit that bit harder. Like I said, his damage is not the greatest, but he can hit okay with that extra damage. But the nice neat trick with this guy is if you kill an enemy, you obviously pass it on to an adjacent chaos, which we have Mesa sitting next to him, who can hit pretty hard. So what we're going to do now is just kill Bellator, and then once we've killed Bellator, it should pass the beacon across to Mesa, like so. Goes across, and there you go. You can see Mesa's took that beacon of rage now. Got a beacon of rage. Mesa can go in now. You can see it showing there his beacon of rage. Goes in there. Goes for Mesa attack. First attack, swooping, doing that. Just that's using his stim. So now he gets the extra attack. And then just going for the extra attack and finish Yarick off. Bang, done. So that's kind of good if you want to kind of take down resilient units, especially if you've got someone like Mesa or someone similar, where you can kind of pass on that rage, get him to do his first attack, drumming, get the enemy straight down, get him to that resilient stage, and then go in and kill. So all in all, they're pretty decent. So lastly, my new mode, 1 turn, 1 punch. This is where I kind of test every new character. I'm going to go back on some of the old and kind of see what damage they can do just in that 1 turn. If it's using a punch or a weapon, they've just purely got 1 turn. Like Mesa, the last time he's got 1 turn, but he can do 2 damage, which is a 4 in all. With this guy, can't really use his skill because in that 1 turn he does not do any damage, so he's just purely going on that 1 punch. And it wasn't the greatest of damage, as you can see. It was okay, it was nothing to shout home about. Legendary, his average was 2,747. The highest was like just over 3,000 there in the 4th turn. Epic, 733. Again, was okay, but this guy is not more than doing like a punch. He's more of like, as I said, crowd control and buffing the chaos around him. I don't think he's kind of built, which is a shame because he looks like he should be, but he's not kind of built to go in there and do crazy damage. He's more of just trying to stop the enemy from using the taunted skill and also buffing other chaos units around him. As for the rankings, as you can kind of guess, he's sitting at rank 2 at the moment compared to Mesa. Mesa just wipes the floor off him, and that's without him buffing Mesa as well. So far, yeah, he's going to sit in second, but I've got a feeling that down the rankings he will just drop further and further down. So overall, yeah, again, I kind of didn't like what I read on paper with this guy when I first kind of read his skills. But the more I kind of played around with him, he has his uses. I think in certain modes, like the legendary event mode, war time, arena, I think he'd come in useful. But yeah, I'd like to think I don't think he's going to be used that much compared to some of the other choice of characters you've got. It's all right if you're new to the game or fairly new to the game and you get this guy in the event. I think he'll do well. He'll carry you far in certain modes, but I do think he's going to get overshadowed by other characters that are coming out and also characters that we have at the moment. But there is a lot worse, but there is a lot better. So I'm going to kind of put him in that mid kind of tier. But he has some great skills. So the more I kind of played around with him, the more I found it was useful. Especially, I think his best skill was the taunt, is kind of just stopping the enemy. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Please don't forget to check out some of my other videos and also hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Take care. Bye-bye.